Babe, I just had the weirdest dream. I was on a nightmare in Elm Street. Freddy Krueger was coming on the bite. I really think I should get Robert Englund on the show. Hello?
I'm your boyfriend now.
When you signed on to do the original Nightmare on Elm Street, did you believe it would be the phenomenon that it has become?
You know, I had no idea that I was on this juggernaut that would become this huge film franchise and practically finance an entire mini major movie studio, New Line Cinema. I knew we were doing something unique and special. I knew Wes Craven was special. I loved the kids, Amanda Wyss and Heather Langenkamp and Johnny Depp. And I obviously I loved Ronnie Blakely. So it was really exciting for me to get to know the late, great John Saxon, who in fact, if it hadn't been for John Saxon and Ronnie Blakely, I don't think that Freddy Krueger would exist. I don't think Nightmare on Elm Street would have been made.
What was it like working with Wes Craven?
Well, with Wes Craven, you get a writer and a director. And that's a great gift for an actor. Wes kept a pretty light set. He cracked wise and did a lot of puns and jokes. And you also saw his intellect. And I treasure, that relationship. I worked with Wes in 3 movies and on a television series up in British Columbia. And by the time I did the TV series for Wes, we had become good friends.
So why do you think the character Nancy survived for so long against Freddy Krueger?
Well, this is Wes Craven's contribution. And I think Wes always saw as part of the ingredients, part of the recipe for the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, that there has to be a survivor girl always. And so by choosing the strong woman warrior ingredient, I just think it's a great balance to the sort of subconscious evil that is Freddy. And there's a lot of other stuff going on there. There's a lot of indictment of the disintegration of the American dream and, divorce, single parents, alcoholism. These are all things going on in these 80s movies, which were prevalent in the culture then. And Wes was just toying with that a little bit, along with the kind of Freudian aspects, the Beauty and the Beast aspect of Freddy as this sort of man of your dreams.
The subsequent sequels of the Nightmare on Elm Street series saw Freddy become a little less terrifying of an entity and more comedic. So what do you think of that idea, and did you have any input into that decision?
Well, I think we took it too far. Freddy enjoys his work. He's on a revenge motif, but he likes his work. He's unapologetic about it. He's politically incorrect. If anyone's allowed to be politically incorrect, it's a dead boogeyman that inhabits your subconscious and your dream state.
I definitely agree with you there, because I was going to mention that New Nightmare really brought the essence back in Freddy. So what was it like to gather back around to do New Nightmare?
Well, New Nightmare is my favorite of the films. It's very smart. I love the whole meta deconstructed horror thing. We were a teeny bit ahead of the curve with that. After Wes Craven's Scream franchise came out, which also dealt with the fans' knowledge and love of horror and kind of threw it back in their face, people rediscovered Wes Craven's New Nightmare. And it kind of became the cult classic and the hit that it deserved to be when it was released theatrically.
Whatever you do, don't fall